Hello, uh, this is my first video on YouTube, and they say that do one thing that scares you every day, and I think for today, this is what scares me. I will speak to you about an experience of using Pentax 17. It's a little good camera. You have seen, maybe, if you've been watching this video, you have seen lots of videos about that. So it will not be another review, it's just my thoughts, experience, and photos from the first roll I took. I'm looking to my screen because I have some notes there, and this is my first experience, so I don't know how this will work. A few weeks ago, I bought the Pentax. I was following the news for the past couple of years or so that they will make a new film camera, and that was kind of exciting as I love shooting film, and I think it's really important to keep film alive. And as most of the people tend to buy older cameras, or and some of them, my experience, many of them don't work properly and you have problems. So to have a new camera that works properly, it's great. When I actually heard about the features of the camera, I was really skeptical about buying it, as it is half frame, and I thought that my experience was like, from using even with Holgas or other not so great cameras, you can feel the difference between 35mm film and 120 medium format film. So I thought, if 120 is so much better than 35, then half of 35 will not be the same quality. But I started watching videos about the camera and I really like the reviews. And I actually ordered it on the 20th of June, which is really close to the day that it became available in Greece. One of the most important things about any camera is how pleasurable or a pain is to use it. I think it is a pleasure to use Pentax 17. It feels beautiful. You like to have it on hands. It's small and easy to carry. And also, it feels a little weird that the viewfinder is vertical instead of horizontal. And actually, I shot all my photos in the first roll in vertical orientation, which I'm not usually. I usually take most of my photos, or lots of my photos, in the horizontal orientation. So maybe in the future I will try also horizontal in these cameras. One of the benefits shooting half frame is that you're getting twice the numbers of the photos that you typically get for 35mm film. In my case, I got 74. I think all of them were well exposed and focused. Some people were not so happy about the focus mechanism, but for me, but I didn't have an issue. I also tried more close-up and macro than I typically do with film cameras. The lens of the camera is really beautiful, and I have not seen so beautiful bokeh in any compact film camera I have used. One of the big plus of the camera is the film's advanced mechanism it has. I think it's great from Pentax that they kept it and they have not made it automated. I think it's one of the features of the film film photography I quite enjoy. It's more the sounds have a difference, and the way you take photos is totally different from digital. The fact that the fact that the strap can be used to estimate the focusing distance when you shoot macro is also amazing. Also, they kept the note holder in the back, which it's something silly, but it's nice to use. It's nothing really feature, but it is, not silly, but something. It's a nice addition. When I was watching the videos from the people who designed it, he was mentioning that it was quite painful to keep this characteristic, but they like to keep it because it's like a feature that people used to do in the past. I also like the LEDs. It has some quite beautiful LEDs. When I'll try if I can show you. It opens to now. It will think. I have to open it. So now you can see it because I think I have the cover on. Yeah. Oh. I think I took a photo there. In any case, I really admire the Japanese people for the research they did and the love they put in creating this little camera. It seems like lots of people like that idea, and the camera is out of stock. I was checking like I think yesterday, and it was out of stock in their official site, which makes me happy first because I have it, and second because people love it, and the more people buy it, the more they will motivate them to make more cameras. I really hope that they will. This company will make more film cameras. Another like iconic brands will follow and made new and relevant no, and affordable film cameras. Uh, Film is maybe expensive, but photography is also an experience. So it is not just an image, but it's also the image making process. And photographing in film, it's definitely feel different from digital, and somehow it's more close to what was originally photography. I will maybe have already, so I don't know how I will do the editing, but maybe you have already start seeing some of the photos I took, and resulting that taking 74 images, it feels like ages. I took it in, I think, something like between 2 and 4 days, and I think uh, but most of them like it goes in one day. And as I was testing the camera, sometimes I struggle to finish 10 shots in like in instant Fuji camera, or 11 shots in a medium format camera. So imagine taking 74 images, and then still considering that most of them were keepers. That is, why should I complain? Of course, I need to use it more to see how it performs, but uh, I'm really happy how it performed the first day. And if we look about the cost, maybe some people say it's expensive, and 550 euros is not a small amount of money. But then I have bought also in the past like the Lomo LCA Plus from Lomograph, and it was around 30 euros. The camera creates decent photos, and the lens is also nice, but for some reason it was not taking some of the snaps, although it made me, for me it was like it was working fine. And also had some issues with advancing the film, and I was having it like in one of my strips and stopped working, so I wasn't able to use a film camera. And the same thing happened with like this like which is like focus free cameras, which is like 50 to like 60 euros. And I really, don't take me wrong, I really like the result, the quality of the image they have, but and they give like a nostalgic feeling. But again, I have problems with advancing the film. Sometimes it goes on advancing properly, and I don't know if it's me, but I have been issues with both of them, and they were not doing what they're supposed to do. So I don't know if other people have the same problem. Pentax will, if it will not have these problems or any other problems, and delivers so high quality images, I think it's worth the money. Also, it's not fully manual, so you can have some creative choices that you can give you minor control on the final image. I think they use a flash, although I don't usually use a flash. In one case, the lighting was not good, and I tried with the flash, and I was quite happy with the results. So, and in the digital cameras, you can have more controls while playing with ISO, aperture, etc. So, maybe having the flash in this camera can give you the choice to take photos in conditions that usually I wouldn't take a photo with a film camera or a camera in general. As I show you can see the photos from the first roll I shoot. I constantly I want to show you all the photos because I want you to see, it's a lot, but I want you to see what you can get with one film. And I wasn't trying to achieve anything, I was just snapping around. So having that in mind, that scenario is the reason why the results make me happy. I think I noticed, even if when I randomly snap around, I choose what to photograph, and maybe that still is who I am as a photographer. Maybe nobody's interested in these photos, but it's what I felt to like take a photo. The film I used was Kenmare Pan 100. I developed the film using Cathenol and fixed it with Adofix. Then I scan the image with the digitalizer from lomography and take photos with a digital camera. so that reduce even more the quality of the final image. Then I crop it, invert it, and correct levels, brightness, and contrast where needed. I usually stop here, but I print some of the photos in my darkroom. But here I took a different approach. I print around 50 of the photos with a Canon Selfie CP 130 printer I have. And the photos, in my opinion, look great. I don't know. And I was impressed always how sharp the photos came, and being able to print them. I think it's something we forget. This is like postcard size photos. It's small. They are not big. But I think it's I think we forget how this analog feeling carrying the cameras, and I think that makes the experience even more interesting. So in conclusion, despite the possible issues I could introduce because of my despite the possible issues I could introduce because my film development, scanning, or any other thing, Pentax delivered impressive results and postcard size prints. If it continued performing this way, I think it will be one of my favorite cameras, which will be part of my photographic journey. Also, the experience of using this camera makes me want to explore more Pentax and their digital camera also. I have a Ricoh GR3X and I'm really happy with it, and it is so nice to be pocketable, and the quality of the photos was also nice. So I also started exploring their digital SLRs, but I don't know if the size will be convenient for me. And I really like also their idea of the monochrom camera, but I think it's expensive for me. If you are still here, you're my hero, and I want to thank you that you spent around 10 minutes of your life watching my first video. I hope you like my work, and I hope I will keep producing more videos. Have a good day. Bye.